Hey everybody, it's Patricia and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would show you all of my miniature perfumes. Now I didn't set out to have a collection of miniature perfumes, but I do have quite a few and I thought we would go through them. Some of them I can't remember. I'm going to tell you the majority of these would be considered vintage. These would be vintage perfumes. So I'm going to start with the two oldest in my collection, and these are from the 70s. It was from a gift set my mother got from my father back in the 70s, and that's Youth Dew. I have the original Youth Dew bath oil. Now, I worked for Estee Lauder from, when did I start? 1989 to 1994. So from 89 to 94, I worked with Estee Lauder. I actually wore Youth Dew. This is the perfume. Look how old that is. I actually wore that to my first, I started to say audition. It wasn't an audition. It was an interview. And because I wore Youth Dew, I think it gave me a kind of leg up on getting the job. So I have a soft spot in my heart for Youth Dew. It is very spicy, strong fragrance. They still sell it because this is how Estee Lauder began. And if you don't know the story, I'll tell you real quick. Estee Lauder and her uncle started making this bath oil. Hold on, train's coming. Okay, sorry about that. Train went by. I'm got the windows open so you can hear it really loudly in the house. Anyway, Estee and her uncle started making this bath oil. I think it was around the World War II, I believe. So the first thing they made was this bath oil. And she took it around Manhattan, around New York, trying to get the big stores to purchase it and sell it. And she kept getting rejected and kept getting rejected. And I should have looked it up. I will look it up and it'll pop up on the screen, the store where she took the bath oil. She noticed the floors in the office that she was in were wood floors. So she kind of deliberately broke the bottle of bath oil onto the floor and it seeped into the wood. That smell drifted down to the floors where the shoppers were, and people could smell it and started asking for that perfume, and that's how Estee Lauder got her start. So this is the bath oil. I won't use it. They don't sell this anymore, I don't believe. Not all the counters will have this. This is not a big seller. I'm sure they probably still make it. I'm sure you can probably order it. I've not looked into it, but I have my own small bottle here of Estee Lauder bath oil, the original. But this one's from the 70s. So I just have a little tray I'm setting these things in. I don't know how I'm going to display them yet, but yeah, I'm not going to use any more of this either. But this is probably the bottle. I'm sorry, I'm shaking. This is probably the bottle I used to put the perfume on to get the job, because this is all the Estee Lauder we had in the house when I went for my interview. Wow, crazy. Now I have a few more Estee Lauders here I'm going to go over with you. These are newer. These fragrances came out after I left Estee Lauder, therefore I know I've picked them up later. This one is just Pleasures, and so is this one. It's just the regular Pleasures. This one is Estee Lauder Pleasures Exotic. I'm not sure where I got these, unless I got them in free gifts or things like that. And then this one says Estee Lauder Beyond Paradise. I don't know where I got this from, but I do like the bottle. I'm not familiar with Beyond Paradise. But now these, I'm sure I got when I worked for Estee Lauder. I remember one Christmas there was a whole set of all miniatures, and I think that's where some of these come from, maybe not all of them. This one is Estee Lauder Private Collection. That's another one that's not really sold, or they still make it, I'm sure. I doubt they have given up totally making it, but it's not one that's more prominent. This is an older one, and this one is the actual perfume. This is not like a eau de toilette or a parfum. This is the actual perfume. It came in that set that has the actual perfumes in it. I think this one did as well. This one is white linen. My mom, after I started working for Estee Lauder, she really liked white linen, so I would get her white linen. But this one is, yep, it's the actual, I don't know if you can read that. It's the actual perfume. This is not a parfum or an eau de toilette. This one is Spellbound. Again, see, it's the actual perfume. I can't remember if Spellbound or Knowing was the last fragrance they released while I worked for them. It was one or the other. But this is Spellbound again, actual perfume. And this is Knowing. This is a parfum. So this is not the actual perfume. This is a parfum. And this is Beautiful. And I don't have any, there's tags off of it, so I don't know if it's the actual perfume or what, but this is a small, Beautiful. Now, some others that I know that are old, and I want to go over with you. I have some Giorgio Beverly Hills. Now, I had, I still have. She's a great friend of mine. My friend Gina. We met as pen pals in grade school. She's from Apple Valley, California, and I was from Asheville, North Carolina. And her private school and my private school, we exchanged pen pal letters. And so she and I became friends, and we've stayed friends all these years. We're still friends. She went to college at UCLA, and I went off to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale. Well, while she was in college at UCLA, she started working at Giorgio of Beverly Hills, the actual one on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. And she would send me minis, and then she started sending full-size bottles, and that got my mother hooked on Giorgio and Giorgio Red. Oh, my mother. I've still got my mother's bottle of Giorgio Red. But this is a small of the regular Giorgio. I know that come from Gina. And this is a Giorgio Red. And again, I know that came from Gina. And those would have come from the 80s. So I know that. Next, these are from when I worked in for Estee Lauder. But I worked, in the cosmetic department. And we always, the different counters, we would share with each other. So when we got like minis and things like that, we tended to share. So I know that's where these came from. This is Elizabeth Taylor's Passion. This one is Passion. I know that is from the probably early 90s. And then I've got Diamonds and Rubies. That is Elizabeth Taylor. I've got Diamonds and Sapphires. And I have got just, what's this just called? This is just the White Diamonds, I think. Yeah. I am not a fan of these fragrances. I never did like any of Elizabeth Taylor's fragrances. I know. I'm sorry, Elizabeth Taylor, but I did like the bottles. Now, I know this is vintage, but I'm not sure when I got this little eau de toilette, but I love Anais. I probably got this with the purchase of a full size. This I wore the heck out of in high school. So that, I know that's old. Now everything else, I know things are old. Here, let's go with these two. These are Lancome, and these are from when I worked in cosmetics, I'm sure. Tresor. I remember when Tresor came out. It was a big deal. I liked Tresor. I liked it a lot, but I couldn't wear it because I worked for Estee Lauder. So I did wear it. You can tell. I did wear it some. But I tried not to wear it when, you know, I thought I might get caught. And then this is Magic Noir. And this was good too. I like this one too. This I got way back when. Now, I'm a little fuzzy. I think these are from back in my day. And I think these are all Calvin Klein. Now these, and they're different colors, which I find interesting. Let me see if I can see why. That's a Parfume. This is a Perfume. Okay. And then this one is... Okay. These two are actual perfumes. This is a Parfume. These are Safari by Calvin Klein. And it has been discontinued. I gave my last big full-size bottle to my husband's cousin's wife because she absolutely loved it. She couldn't get it anymore. I like it. I'm not like crazy in love with it, so I parted with it and I gave it to Ginger. But I do have these little ones left, and then I have an Eternity, and this one is also, this is Escape, and it has an actual silver lid to it. My Safari set, this is the actual perfume as well, not a Parfum. I had a lot of pieces from the Safari that were in silver, have actual silver lids. I've kept those bottles, but the product's long gone. This, I'm not sure what this one is. Let me see if I can see. Escada. That might be from back in my time. I think most of these are. This one is back when I worked cosmetics. This is Borghese. My best friend, Christina, she was the counter manager for the Borghese. So I know that's where that came from. I've got an Opium. There again, I'm sure from when I worked in cosmetics. This one is Tom Ford Black Orchid. This is new. That is a newer one. Guerlain's Samsara, I believe that might be from back in the day. White Shoulders is back from the day when I worked in cosmetics. Chloe, yeah, that's just the regular Chloe. That's back in the day. Okay, sorry, I had to change battery. This one says Chloe on the lid. I'm not 100% sure. It just says Chloe. We'll just go with that. This says Jorel Parker. This is a newer one I know I've picked up in the last few years. These are newer. These are Clinique Happy. I wore Happy, just Happy in the late 90s, early 2000s. I wore only Happy and no other fragrance because I would get a compliment every day from somebody. This is, I think, the best scent for me, the best fragrance for me. So these are older, but these are not as old as those others I was showing you. I'm not sure. What is this? Okay, I looked that up. It says it's 90s Volupte by Oscar de la Renta. Renta Volupte. Volupte. So this is vintage from the 90s. So there we go. This is, okay, this says Alexander Julian. That's all I can see. Google Lens is not pulling it up at all. I'm not sure exactly what this is. It says Paul Sebastian, Fine Parfume. So it's Alexander Julian. I'm sure that's from the 90s when I worked in cosmetics. Here I have a Poison Girl. I'm not sure how old that is. This is Obsession. Yeah. Here's a little Obsession from Calvin Klein. That one's old, I know. Fendi. I don't think this is that old. This is Kat Von D, Saint and Sinner. Another Fendi. This is, what is the name of this? I had this in the full size. Okay. That's what I thought. This is Cashmere by Chopard, and from 1991. So I had the full size of this, and so this is the little miniature of that. I'll hang on to that. I think I decluttered it. I don't know. I might still have it. I need to go through everything. These are newer. I've got Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet and Absolutely Blooming. I probably won't use any of these. Well, no, I won't say that. Some of these fragrances I just won't use. What are you? Pavoine, P-I-V-O-I-N-E, Flora. I don't know that one. Don't know where it came from. This one is YSL Paris. This is a plastic bottle. Kind of cheapy in it. What are you? You are Oscar de la Renta. I'm not sure which one. I'm sure some of you know these things, or just yelling at the screen. I really never got that much into fragrance, but it's an Oscar de la Renta. This is what? This is Realities by Liz Claiborne. There we go. And I believe that's an older one. This is also Realities by Liz Claiborne. I had a bottle this size, and I might still have it. I need to look. But I had a bottle shaped like this, a full size. I have a Jo Malone. This is the Wood Sage and Sea Salt. This is new. This is a Elizabeth Arden's Mediterranean. I'm not sure where I got that. I don't think I got that. I know the people aren't watching. I was not friends with the girls who worked the Elizabeth Arden counter, so I don't have any Elizabeth Arden stuff. They seem to have a thing against the Estee Lauder girls, so it was that cutthroat in cosmetics in the late 80s, early 90s. Yes, it was. So I know I didn't pick that up back then. I'm not sure what this is. I tried to Google lens it, and the bottom is worn out. I have no idea. Oh, there. Ispahan, I-S-P-A-H-A-N. I don't know what that is or where I got it. We're about done here. These are new. This is probably part of the newest ones here. I got a few things. You pull them down. These are the Carolina Herrera Good Girl, and I know the regular Good Girl, and I forgot what this one's called. But, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I've got a little Flower Bomb, Victor and Rolf, a little spray. I do have a travel spray of Replica. This one is Beach Walk. I have a Nest in Dahlia and Vines. And then I just have a little set of Tory Burch. It looks like I used one of them. But I got a couple Jolie Fleur Verte, which means green, and Jolie Fleur Rose. And then I've got this set of Erin fragrances, set of 5. Amber Musk, Water Lily Sun, Jasmine, Mediterranean Honeysuckle, and a vanilla. I got those. And then these are a couple of solid perfumes I got from L'Occitane and gift sets and stuff. I got a Cherry Blossom and a Rose. So that's it. That's all of my little miniatures. I got to find somewhere to display them, somehow to display them and just set them out. I'm not actually collecting miniatures, but if I get them, I'll keep them. But that's not something I'm actively collecting. But I do like that I've kept a lot of things from back in my day when I worked in cosmetics. So, guys, I just thought I'd share it with y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. I'd appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you know what, if I messed any of these names up, go ahead and let me know. That's fine. Other people can learn. They can read the comments and say, oh, okay, so that's what that was. Because, you know, I'm not well versed in the fragrances. And so it's okay. Leave questions or comments if you enjoyed any of these fragrances back in the day, or I'd love to know. And if you're new here, I would love it if you would subscribe. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.